My name is Jill Stenzler Engelman. I am 49 years old. I live in Seminole, Florida, and I was diagnosed with ovarian cancer in 2005. Okay, the genetic mutation that increases your risk for breast and ovarian cancer is called the BRCA, BRCA1 and 2 genes that they've identified. And amongst the general population, I think it's about 8% of the population carries the gene, the genetic mutation. Amongst the Ashkenazi Jewish population, it's about 5 times as much. So it significantly jumps to about 35 to 40%. I guess the question is, can you prevent cancer in general? And I think if you're a known risk, like I knew my mother had ovarian cancer, I knew she tested positive for the genetic mutation. So my sisters and I both got tested. At that time, again, I'm the nurse, I don't get sick, I help other people. The recommendation was to eventually consider having prophylactic surgery, and that's what a lot of women elect to do to prevent them from getting ovarian cancer. And that's what I elected to do. When I had my surgery in 2005, it was preventative. I had no evidence of disease. And I was actually, when I went to my gynecological oncologist and said, I'm ready to have the surgery, he said, why don't you go home and think about it? This is elective surgery. It's a pretty big step because losing your ovaries, it's not just surgery, it's a whole hormonal issue that women have to deal with because you're thrown into surgical menopause at that time. And I said no, because at that time I had thought about it for several years and I'd made up my mind, and I did elect to have the prophylactic surgery to hopefully prevent having the disease. Unfortunately, I already had the disease by the time I elected to have the prophylactic surgery. I was 43 years old. It's interesting because I never thought of myself as being the sick one. I was the nurse and I took care of everybody else, and I always made things better. And I did that for other people. I never thought of myself as being the recipient of the care. So when my mother got sick, I thought, oh, well, this is where I come in, because now I'm the nurse. Now I can do all the research. And, I wasn't able to, like I said, we had her for 4 years from her diagnosis. But I never thought of it being myself. I never thought I was going to be the one to get sick. So it's interesting that, you think about my life and my education and my career and my knowledge as being used for myself. Of course, now I take all the research and I apply it to myself. I probably know more about ovarian cancer and what's out there than most people. I share a lot of my research with doctors and oncologists and whoever wants to know what's out there. I definitely share. But, I never thought that I would have to use this information for myself. Yeah, I want people to know that there are options. When you are sitting in your oncologist's office and you hear those 3 dreaded words, you have cancer, I mean, your world is shaken. You're turned upside down. You are implanted with fear. And there's this sense of urgency, and we have to act now, and we need to do this surgery right now, and then we need to start chemo as soon as possible. I'm here to tell you that you don't have to be fearful, and you don't have to act now. Take your time and do your research and talk to people. And I talk to people all over the world. For some reason, my contacts have, because of all the research that I've done and where I've been with my journey, the word has gotten out, and so many of my friends have passed my name on. And I email people all over, just telling them sit back, take a deep breath, look into this option, look into that option. Don't feel like you're, under this pressure cooker situation where you have to decide yesterday. I was there. It's a really scary place to be. And then you make decisions based on fear. And when you make decisions based on fear, it's probably not the right decision. It's better to make a decision based on knowledge and conferencing with others and getting as much information as possible, and make a decision that resonates with you, something that sits right, that feels right, that sounds right, that just when you throw it out into the universe, it comes back to you in a positive way, and not to be fearful of it. And when we talk about it, we talk about living healthy lives, having fun, going out, networking, meeting people, eating right, exercising. Both my daughters get that. They've seen, the path that we have taken with our lives as far as diet and exercise are concerned, and they've adapted those. We drink all kinds of juices and protein shakes and algae, and have a far infrared sauna. I have hydrogen peroxide diffuser in my room. I have all kinds of healthy modalities that we've incorporated in addition to, that's become our life and our lifestyles. And that's what I try to teach my daughters. Live a healthy life, be happy. I don't want them to think about, getting sick or having a negative future. Unfortunately, they've seen their grandmother and their mother go through, what we've been going through. So it's difficult for them. But we try to stay focused on the positive and just live a healthy life and be happy, because I think that's the biggest part of being happy, and not worrying about what's going to happen tomorrow. Enjoy today. The days are beautiful. I mean, I'm just so grateful for every day. I have beautiful friends, amazing supportive family. I call my support system, and I'll quote Bette Midler, the wind beneath my wings, because when you feel like you're falling flat and you're not, rising to the occasion, you get a phone call from a friend, or you get a little gift in the mail, or my college roommates just sent me this charm bracelet that had all kind of positive, inspirational messages on it. And that lifts you, and that's the little bit of wind beneath your wings that gets you in flight. And if my friends and extended family are the wind beneath my wings, I call my husband my hurricane, because he is the 150-mile-an-hour winds that come along and pick you up, and on a daily basis. That email that night that I sent out to my extended friends and family list was all about random acts of kindness. And how you can impact someone's life by just doing a simple gesture. So there were some beautiful moments.